At just 23 years old, Grace believed her future was bright. She was in love and excited about starting a family. But everything changed when she discovered she was pregnant. Instead of celebrating the news, the man she trusted most walked away. He told her he wasn't ready to become a father. Just like that, Grace was left alone, heartbroken, scared, and uncertain about what the future would hold. Many people told her she would never succeed as a single mother. But deep inside, Grace knew she had to keep moving forward. A few months later, Grace gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. She named him Daniel. As she held him in her arms for the first time, she felt a love stronger than anything she had ever known. Looking into his tiny eyes, she made a promise. "No matter how difficult life becomes, I will give you the best life I can." That promise became her motivation every single day. Life as a single mother was not easy. Grace worked long hours cleaning houses. The work was exhausting, but she never complained. Every coin she earned went toward feeding her son and providing a roof over their heads. Some days there was barely enough food. Some nights she went to bed hungry so Daniel could have enough to eat. But she never allowed him to see how much she struggled. After spending all day cleaning houses, Grace would return home and continue working. Grace sat under a small lamp, fighting exhaustion. Her hands were tired. Her body ached. Yet she kept going, because giving up was never an option. As Daniel grew older, he began noticing the sacrifices his mother made. One night he woke up and found her still sewing. He looked at her tired face and asked, "Mom, why don't you sleep?" Grace smiled and replied, "I'm just finishing some work." Daniel looked at her for a moment before saying, "When I grow up, I'll take care of you." Those simple words touched her heart deeply. Daniel worked hard in school. He knew how much his mother sacrificed for him. Every good grade felt like a way of thanking her. One afternoon he ran home holding his report card. "Mom, I got the highest marks in my class." Grace hugged him tightly. Tears filled her eyes. She wasn't crying because of the grades. She was crying because she knew her sacrifices were making a difference. As expenses increased, Grace realized she needed another source of income. Using the little money she had saved, she started a small snack business at the local market. The beginning was difficult. Many days she sold very little, but she refused to quit. Every morning before sunrise, she prepared food and carried it to the market. She believed that persistence would eventually pay off. Months passed. Slowly, customers began noticing her delicious snacks. They told their friends, then their friends told others. Soon Grace's small stall became one of the busiest in the market. For the first time in years, she felt hopeful. Her hard work was finally producing results. One day, Daniel came home carrying an envelope. His hands were shaking with excitement. "Mom, I got a scholarship." For a moment, Grace couldn't speak. Then tears rolled down her cheeks. Her son had earned the opportunity to attend university. All those years of sacrifice suddenly felt worth it. University was not easy. Daniel studied tirelessly. Whenever he felt discouraged, he remembered his mother's struggles. He remembered the sleepless nights, the long hours, the sacrifices she made for him, and those memories gave him strength to continue. While Daniel studied, Grace continued growing her business. The small market stall became a shop. The shop eventually became a restaurant. People loved her food and respected her determination. Her life was finally changing. The woman who once struggled to buy a meal was now creating jobs for others. Years later, Daniel stood proudly in a graduation gown. He had graduated at the top of his class. As he walked across the stage to receive his diploma, he searched the crowd. There was Grace, smiling, crying, and cheering louder than anyone else. It was one of the happiest days of her life. After graduation, Daniel secured an excellent job. Months later, he invited his mother to visit a beautiful home. Confused, Grace followed him. Then Daniel handed her a set of keys. "Mom, this house is yours." Grace stared at him in disbelief. Tears immediately filled her eyes. The dream they had spoken about years earlier had finally become reality. At a community celebration, Daniel stood before a crowd of family and friends. Holding a microphone, he spoke from the heart. Everything I am today is because of my mother. The audience listened quietly. She sacrificed everything so I could have opportunities. She never gave up, even when life was difficult. People applauded. Many wiped tears from their eyes. Grace sat proudly, overwhelmed with emotion. Today, Grace owns a successful restaurant. Daniel enjoys a successful career. Together, they have built the life they once only dreamed about. Their story reminds us that success does not happen overnight. It is built through courage, sacrifice, determination, and love. No matter how difficult life becomes, never give up. Your current situation is not your final destination. Just like Grace, one small step forward every day can eventually lead to extraordinary success. And sometimes, the greatest victories come from the people who refuse to quit when life became hardest. Thank you for listening. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs encouragement today.